In a city shimmering under the ancient sun, a city of grand columns and bustling markets, there lived a judge. He was a man carved from stone, his heart as hard as the marble floors of his courthouse. He held no reverence for God, nor did he possess a shred of compassion for his fellow man. His world was one of cold, hard law, and his rulings were final, delivered without a flicker of emotion. In that same city lived a widow. Her name is lost to time, but her spirit was a flame that refused to be extinguished. Life had dealt her a cruel hand. Stripped of her husband, she was left vulnerable, a lone reed in a world that favored the strong. To make matters worse, she had an adversary, someone who had wronged her, someone who sought to take what little she had left. Her only hope for justice lay in the hands of the stone-hearted judge. Day after day, she would appear at his court. Her clothes were simple, her face etched with worrying, but her eyes held a steady, unwavering resolve. "Grant me justice against my adversary," she would plead, her voice clear and firm, though it trembled with the weight of her struggle. Each time, the judge would wave her away without a second glance. He had more important matters to attend to, powerful men to appease, and wealthy merchants to favor. A poor widow was nothing but a nuisance, a speck of dust in his grand chamber. The guards would escort her out, their faces a mixture of pity and annoyance. The crowds would part for her, whispering about the stubborn woman who wouldn't give up, but the next morning, she would be back. The sun would rise, casting long shadows across the city, and there she would be, waiting at the courthouse doors, her plea ready on her lips. "Grant me justice against my adversary." Weeks turned into months, the seasons changed. The vibrant green of summer faded into the golden hues of autumn, and still, she came. The judge grew increasingly irritated. Her persistence was like a constant, dripping tap in the dead of night. He couldn't escape her. Her face haunted his thoughts, and her voice echoed in his ears even when he was alone. He would see her in the market, a silent, powerful presence. He would hear her plea in the rustling of the wind. One day, sitting alone in his chambers, the judge finally spoke to himself. "It's true," he grumbled, running a hand over his weary face. "I don't fear God, and I certainly don't care about people. But this widow ... she is wearing me out. Her constant coming and going, her endless pleading. It's exhausting. If I don't give her what she wants, she will eventually wear me down completely with her persistence." He pictured her appearing day after day, year after year, her presence a permanent fixture in his life, a constant reminder of a duty he refused to perform. The thought was unbearable. He wanted peace. He wanted her to be gone. And so, with a heavy sigh of resignation, not out of a sudden burst of compassion, but purely out of a desire for his own comfort, he made a decision. The very next day, when the widow appeared before him, her familiar plea ready, he silenced her with a raised hand. The courtroom fell silent. Everyone expected another dismissal. Instead, the judge looked directly at her, truly seeing her for the first time. He saw not just a nuisance, but a woman of incredible strength, a testament to the power of a spirit that refuses to be broken. "You will have your justice," he declared, his voice booming through the hall. A wave of shock rippled through the crowd. The widow stood still for a moment, letting his words sink in. Then, a slow, radiant smile spread across her face, a smile that lit up the entire room. Tears of relief streamed down her cheeks. The story doesn't end with the judge's verdict. It's a mirror held up to us. If a cold, uncaring judge motivated only by selfishness will eventually grant justice simply to be rid of a persistent plea, how much more will a loving, righteous God listen to his own children who cry out to him day and night? He is not a reluctant judge you have to wear down. He is a loving Father who delights in hearing your voice. He hears every prayer, sees every tear, and knows the deepest desires of your heart. Sometimes, the answers don't come when we expect them. The silence can feel long, and the waiting can test our faith. It's in those moments that we must remember the widow. We must remember her unwavering spirit, her refusal to give up hope. The message is clear. Never stop praying, never lose heart. When you feel like your voice isn't being heard, when the challenges seem too great, keep calling out. Persist in your faith, not because you need to wear God down, but because prayer changes you. It strengthens your resolve, deepens your trust, and keeps your heart aligned with His. God is not slow in keeping His promise. He will see that you get justice, and He will do it quickly. Your persistence in prayer is not an act of desperation, it is an act of profound faith. It is a declaration that you trust in a power greater than your problems, in a love greater than your pain, and in a God who will never, ever fail you. So, keep asking, keep seeking, and keep knocking. The door will be opened. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that inspires and uplifts. Remember to keep the faith.